Hi girls! So today I'm going to be doing a look with my brand new Kat Von D Vida, Loca. I don't know. I have no Spanish, so I know I'm probably butchering that. I'm going to be doing a look with this, and I love this palette. It is like every club girl's dream. I mean, look at that. It is just, it's to die for. It's amazing. So a couple of thoughts about this palette. This comes in the new packaging. This is the first palette I've bought in this packaging. So, I mean, I like this packaging. It looks a little bit nicer, but I think functionality and durability-wise, I prefer the old packaging. Also, I've noticed some of the colors are a little bit harder to work with. They're not super saturated, buttery pigments like the old Kat Von D was, and I don't know if it's with the new design or if it's just this palette. But you do have to work a little bit harder on these, whereas the old ones, I had to work to use less. Because, I mean, barely touching your brush and it was like a crap ton of colors. So, there's that, and Yumi's squirming around on my lap, so sorry about that. As far as the box, I love the box. I mean, look at this. So pretty. Like, I don't know, I want to frame this or something because it is so pretty. And Kat Von D's packaging has always been awesome. So this is the look that I came up with, and it was actually a perfect timing. I got the palette, and my friend Anthony was having his birthday party, and it was like an 80s disco love fest. So totally like perfect coinciding, and happy birthday, Anthony. I'm not sure if he even watches my videos, but happy birthday anyway. And so I wanted to come up with something that was very disco 80s, but still, you know, fairly wearable. I used every color in the palette except for this green one, and I do explain to you how you can use this green one if you want to, but I wanted to do very strong blush for some reason as well. So I tried to, you know, kind of anchor the color a little bit, and my bangs are driving me nuts. I don't know, I decided to wear them sideways for some reason. But yeah, so there's that. On a side note, I am still really sick, so that's probably why I sound horrible, and it's going to affect my video with editing because I was coughing through the whole thing, so I'm going to try and edit as much of that out as I possibly can, so it won't be that flawless, seamlessly kind of editing. It's going to be a lot more choppy, and I'm really sorry for that, but I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to listen to me, like, cough my guts out. I'm feeling a lot better, though. The other thing is my hair. As you notice, my hair is much lighter than it was. I'm having a hell of a time keeping up with the pastel. I've been trying to do the mix it in with conditioner thing, and it fades from that really pretty lilac down to like a silvery purple in like a week and a half, and I'm just not having that. So I'm going to be doing a couple of experiments to see if I can get that pastel shade to last a lot longer. I will be posting a blog on that when I figure out kind of what works and what doesn't work. So it might be a little while, it might be a couple months before I have that up. But I will have the perfect formula to pastel purple hair. So, there's that. I did similar videos to these with my Urban Decay Dangerous and Fun palettes, where I used just what was in the palette. And I used every color in it. This one I used almost every color, but I did use other products on top of it as well, so it's not exactly the same. I will have a list of all the products on my blog, and I will also have pictures of the pretty new palette, so check that out. The link will be down below in the info section, and I think that's it, so let's get started. Okay, to start off, I'm going to take a gold eyeshadow base, or an eyeshadow primer. I'm going to be using a sparkly gold one. If you don't have a gold one, use a sparkly one, or just a plain one. In all honesty, it doesn't add that much to the look that it really matters if you just use a regular plain one. Okay, now I'm going to take a brush that's kind of in between a stiff dome brush and a blending brush. It's kind of right in between them. If you don't have a brush like this, go ahead and use a regular blending brush. You're just going to have to work a little bit harder to build up the color. And I'm going to start off with this pink right here. and I'm going to put that on the inside of my crease up to about halfway. Okay, now I'm going to take the color right next to it, this pink. They say on the website it's a purple. I don't see it. It looks pink to me, so I'm going to say it's pink, and that is called, sorry, the first one was Maria. I don't know, can't pronounce it. And that one's called No Regrets. So this one right here. And we're going to use the same brush, and we're just going to do this on the above our crease on the outer portion. Bring this fairly high, almost all the way up to your brow, because we're going to blend it down later. Okay, now I just blended it the tiniest bit into that pink, and I blended it more on the top than underneath, if you can see. Now, without wiping my brush, I'm going to take the same brush, and I'm going to take the white, which is Swan Song, and I'm not going to wipe off my brush. I'm just going to dip directly in that, and then just blend out the very edge of that pink. Okay, now I'm going to go to my Sleek palette, my primer palette, and I'm just going to use the little brush that comes with it, and about the middle of my lid I'm going to use this blue, and then on the inner corner I'm going to use this gold. So the blue is called Calypso and the gold is Money Honey. Okay, now I'm going to switch to a rounded off kind of shader brush, and I'm going to take the blue, which I believe is called Mad Max. I think so. So I'm going to be taking that, and I'm just going to pat this on the center of my lid where I already placed that blue at. The reason that we're putting this down now is so that we can blend the purple over into the crease and then the gold over it, and it will all blend together really nicely. Okay, now we're going to take the same brush and the same color and put it just on the bulk of under your lash line. Okay, now we're going to go back to our fluffy, kind of domey crease brush, I don't know, and this purple, which is called Drama for Your Mama. And we're going to put this where you would normally put your crease color. So just stop right about where that blue ends. And I'm going to wipe off my brush a little bit and then just go right in between that pink and purple. You still want to see each color, you just don't want such a harsh line. If you lose a little bit of the color, that's fine. Just go back in with the purple and then reblend. As you can see, I brought it down a little bit more on like the lid part of my crease and then stopped a little bit shorter where that shimmery pink is. You're going to take another clean, domed, fluffy kind of shader brush, and this color, which is called Sparkle Horse, this kind of gold color. And we're going to use this to blend this inner corner into that purple and blue. So just kind of pat it on your inner corner and then drag it over. And then I'm going to go back in with my blue brush and just kind of pat right in between those two. And I'm also going to take it and put it around my tear duct and onto that bottom lash line. Now wipe off your brush and take the color right next to it, which is called Altruism, I believe. And it's kind of like a shimmery pale gold. And use that to highlight right next to that gold. Don't bring it up too high or you'll cancel out that shimmery pink. Okay, now if you wanted to use all the colors in the palette and go for a really pow in your face 80s look, you could take this green, which is called Dublin, and put that as a transition color in between the blue and the gold. I don't want it to be quite that 80s. I want it to be a little more grounded, so I'm not going to do that. But that's an easy way to make it a really, really pow 80s look. Now I'm going to take the brush that I did my blue on though. I'm just going to kind of flip it over. And I'm going to take that purple color. And I'm just going to do the edge of it. And I'm just going to connect my waterline to that outer little contour, or that outer little crease color that we did. And I'm going to wipe off my brush that I've been using for my blue. And I'm going to take a sparkly black eyeshadow. And I'm just going to kind of fill in this little outer V. And then obviously I'm going to go back in with my blending brush and just kind of blend around the edges of it. Basically doing this just kind of helps ground the look so it doesn't look like you're wearing 20 different eyeshadow colors, and kind of keeps it a little bit more realistic and not quite as bright and insane. Now it comes with a bright electric blue eyeliner, and I do really like that color, but like I said, I want this look to be a little more grounded. So instead I'm going to use Binge from Urban Decay, which is just a little bit on the darker, more navy side. So I'm just going to line my upper lash line with this, and very, very, very sparsely on that inner corner. Okay, now I'm going to take my shimmery, kind of grayish black liquid eyeliner, and I'm just going to do a very small wing, starting right just shy of where that blue starts. So okay, now I'm going to take the liner that came in the palette and I'm going to line my waterline, and I'm just going to kind of barely fleck it on this inner corner like this, so that it doesn't dead stop, but my inner corner for the most part stays liner free. Okay, now I'm going to take a sparkly liquid liner. Unfortunately, the one I used last night is by a company that I no longer support on my channel, so I can't use it So I'm going to use this kind of lighter sparkle one. If you have one that has darker glitters, like blacks, grays, dark blues, purples, things like that, it goes beautifully. Like I said, unfortunately I can't use the one that I used. So I'm basically just going to take this and draw a line under my lashes to connect my bottom lash line along the bottom of that wing that we did. Okay, now I'm going to curl my lashes and put on mascara. When I put on mascara, I'm going to put on kind of a base volumizing mascara first. And then I'm going to go over it with my Maybelline The Falsies Black Drama on top of it. I'm going to leave this little inner portion of my lashes blank. And we're going to put glitter on that. Now I'm going to take my glitter mascara, and there's tons of these out now, and you can choose any color. I just happen to have a purple one, so that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to put this right on these inner lashes. And that'll just help reflect some of that gold a little bit better. Okay, now I've already done my contouring with my NYC Sunny Bronzer. And what we're going to do now is part of the reason I wanted the eyes grounded a little bit and I didn't add the green and I popped in a little bit of black was because I wanted to do fairly extreme blush as well. If you're doing a bright look like this and you keep it concentrated on the inner portion of your eye and kind of ground the look a little bit, then you can still do crazy insane blush and get away with it as long as you kind of pair them right. So, I'm going to be taking this palette, and I will have the numbers listed on my blog because they're underneath the pans and it takes a while for me to like depop these and figure out where they are. So those will be on there. But I'm going to take this kind of pinkish purple toned matte blush and a small cheek brush. You're just using this to get it on your cheeks, so it doesn't have to be super soft or worry about blending or any of that. Now this color is really pigmented, so I'm just going to kind of dab it in there and then dab it right next to the apples of my cheeks. Okay, so that right there looks a little crazy. Now I'm going to take my kabuki with my powder from putting my foundation on earlier, and I'm just going to kind of buff the edges of that a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take the same brush, I'm not going to put any more product on it, and just kind of tap it along my cheekbone a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take this insanely bright hot pink. I'm going to take the same brush, and I'm almost going to use this just above my contour. So, I'm going to take it from right about where my eye starts, just a little bit further back, and take that right underneath that purple color. Now if you have a little gap, see where I have a little gap, I'll just wipe off my brush, go back in with the purple, and kind of fill in that little gap a little bit. And I'm going to take my kabuki again and just run it up and down the whole thing. So I don't know how well it's picking up on camera, but you very much so have this hot pink highlight, and the stripy contoury kind of blush was very, very typical of the 80s. And then you kind of have the purplish color as like almost more of a baby doll cheek. So do that. And then you're going to want to take your highlighter after doing your blush. And I can't get mine open now. Okay, so I finally got my highlighter open. So you're going to want to take your highlighter. I'm going to be using my Revlon one because this is obviously going out look. And just any kind of powder brush, whatever you decide to use. And just run this from where that purplish color ends back. Then I'm also going to pop a little bit along my upper lip and the sides of my lower lip. Okay, now since we have such crazy blush and pretty dramatic eyes, we're going to keep the lips a little more neutral. So I'm going to use kind of a combination of things. And first thing I'm going to do is line my lips with a pink or fuchsia kind of lip liner. So I'm just going to be using Love because it's the closest thing I have right now. Okay, now I'm going to take a light kind of Dolly Barbie pink and just fill in my lips. And then I'm going to take a slightly brighter shade and just kind of run this over the edges. If you don't feel comfortable doing it straight from the tube, go ahead and use a lipstick brush. Now, as you can tell, I'm not worrying about blending it right now because I'm going to put a gloss over it. So you're going to want to take a pink gloss that has some color to it but is still a little bit sheer so that the two-tone will come out. And start in the center and then kind of work your way down to blend. Okay, now I'm going to take a really super shimmery kind of color and put that right in the middle. Okay, so here is our finished makeup look, and I have to say I absolutely love, love, love this look. It is so unique, it is so fun, it's really bright and bold, but it's not that over the top, like in your face rainbow bold, because I never really cared for those. It looked like they were just trying to wear a bunch of colors, not even trying to make it look good, and I can't stand makeup looks like that. This blends well together and it looks nice on. Like I said, you can put the Dublin green in between the blue and gold and just opt for a more neutral blush. I wanted very bold 80s blush for some reason. I think it's just because I haven't gotten to use my bold blushes a lot lately. So I went for that. And of course, you know, you can change the lips and do a brighter pink lip or a nuder lip as well. And either one will look awesome with this. So I hope you enjoyed our first tutorial of 2012. Like I said, as soon as I get over this being sick junk, I do plan on going back to doing at least one tutorial a week. So leave your requests down below. I know I have a couple from last year that I still haven't gotten to, but I will be catching up on all those. So awesome. Have a great night, and I will see you girls later.